score quickly.
What are some loopholes to increase your credit score?
Quickly.
Be on an authorized user on somebody else's account that has really good credit.
I told her to do that on Friday. I did mention that. She's right there. I think it's a 580, and she's trying to use the Heroes program. So she's trying to get that 620. So, someone also told me utilities, you can use that as credit.
Her rent that she's been paying for the last 2 years.
Do you have to go through somebody to do that, or she can do that on her own?
There are companies she can do it on her own, but there are, of course, credit repair companies that will do it for you, but you got to pay them.
Right, but she can do that on her own?
Yeah, she would just have to find the companies that she can do it with, and they can report it to all 3 credit bureaus.
Okay, because I just found out the ones that, you have to pay. So I didn't want her to do that, but.
I wish I knew the names of them right offhand, but I'm sure a quick Google search will pull them up.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else got any questions about anything before we get into Skyslope? Now, Terry, you haven't been doing anything in Skyslope, right? Other than uploading.
No, nothing other than uploading that.
Okay.
What has given me a lot of experience is that, I've made offers, and I mean, just doing repetitious, I'm learning that way. That's been helpful, but it's been a disappointment in some ways, but I mean, it's all a learning experience.
Yeah, when you do something for the first time, it's gonna take you longer to get it. And then the more you do it, the more you're catch on and start doing a lot faster. And your confidence level will go up too.
Right.
So with using these forms in Skyslope, I'm at the same level of you guys right now. I'm learning that part of it. So it's going to take me a little bit of time and, effort and patience to get it. So bear with me. And then what I did was I found these training videos that they already have on Skyslope. So I'm going to let them do the training. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
So let's see if I share my desktop. Don't talk about all my tabs either, okay? Because I have a lot, and I think I got 2 rows of them right now. So, okay, so let's log in. Skyslope. So I realize now they have Skyslope forms. I didn't know they had that before, but that's what we're gonna go to. It hasn't been out forever. Okay, let's see. Log in. And you guys feel free to go ahead and do this on your computer. And if you want to follow along with them so you know how to get there and know how to access the training. Remember me. Sign in with Skyslope. Okay, so I'm gonna go up here to help. Help documentation. So we already signed up, how to set up your account, how to create a forms file. And let them explain it.
In this video, we'll go over how to create a new file in Forms. You can create a new file for any client or any new property. Start by clicking on Create New File from the Forms dashboard. Here on the File Details page, you will start by selecting the representation type. You can select buyer, seller, tenant, or landlord. Next, you'll move on to adding your clients. If your client is a company, trust, or other entity, you can check the box to enter their company information. And if you have more than one client, you can click Additional Contact to fill in the information for your second client. After entering your clients, you'll enter the property information. The easiest way to fill in the property information is to click on the Import MLS Data button. In the MLS search window, you can type or paste the MLS number. As you type, you will see matching search results populate. You can scroll through the list of all MLS matches and then select the correct listing. You can look at the details such as the address, listing agent, list price, and a photo of the property to be sure you're selecting the correct listing. Just select the correct search result and then click Import. You can see that data from the MLS listing was imported successfully and the listing address has been autofilled. Next, you will name your file after either the address or the primary client, or you can type into the text box to enter a custom file name. Now that you've filled in all the necessary data, click on Create to create your file. You will be taken to the Add Forms page where you can select and add forms into your file. Click on the file address at the top of the page to access the main file page, and click on the Skyslope Forms logo in the upper left-hand corner to go back to the Forms dashboard. On the dashboard, you can see a quick summary of all of your Forms files in Skyslope. And there you have it. That's how you create a file in Skyslope Forms. As always, if you have any questions, our support team is here 24/7 and happy to help. Happy Skysloping.
So is that clear as mud? It may take watching it over more than once, you know. Let's see, preparing and sending an envelope. So I was working with someone yesterday trying to figure out how to send something. Well, we don't have a file yet, but we just want to send a document. So I'm hoping this is going to help us with that.
Hey Skyslopers, we're going to look at how to add forms in your Skyslope Forms file and then send them out for signatures with DigiSign. I'm going to start here with my buyer file for Sunland Avenue. We already have some forms in this file and some sent envelopes. We have a signed purchase contract and an addendum, and now it's time for me to send them some disclosures. I'm going to click on the Add Forms button to select forms from the MLS libraries to add to my file. I need to add the wire fraud advisory, so I'll search for that and click on the plus icon to add that form into my file. The only other form I need to add is the seller's disclosure signed by the sellers that's saved on my computer, so I'm going to go ahead and click Next. Back on the Forms tab, we can click on the Upload Documents button to upload documents from our computer. Click on Upload Documents to select your document, or you can also upload via drag and drop. After the document processes, you go ahead and click Done, and the document will be uploaded into your Forms file. If you had all of your disclosures saved to a template, you can also click Apply a Template and then select your disclosures template to automatically add all those forms into your file.
I would probably take a screenshot of that so you know all the different templates that you can create.
Now that we've added both forms to our file, we will select them and click Fill and Send.
How do I go back?
And now we're on the Forms Fill page. On the left side of the page, you can reorder your documents, and that's the order that they will be signed in. On our buyer advisory that was added from the MLS library, we can see that the form has been autofilled with contacts from our Forms file. The seller's disclosure was uploaded as a PDF, so it doesn't have any information for us to fill in. Our forms are ready to go, so we'll click Prepare Signature. First, we'll be prompted to enter a name for our envelope. It will default to the name of the file, but you can add information about the documents that you're sending. Next, we need to select the action of each contact in our file. Our buyers are set to needs to sign, and we want our loan officer to receive a copy of the signed documents after they're signed. I'm prompted to enter his email address since it's not already stored in the file before clicking on Next. And now we're on the DigiSign screen. Anything we need to do in DigiSign will be done on this page. You can use the document dropdown to jump from one form to the other. When you're on a multi-page form, you can use the page dropdown to jump to different pages, and you can also zoom in to get a better look at your forms. Use the toolbar at the top to select the block that you need, such as signature, initial, or date signed. In the left column, you can see the forms that are included in your envelope. You can also open the module to edit the recipients of your envelope. In this window, you can change the signing order by clicking Add a Signer Group and drag a signer into that second group. If you drag them back into the first signer group, The second group will automatically be removed. On the left side of the window, you can also delete or edit current recipients and add new ones. And you can either edit your outgoing message in the lower left-hand corner or at the very end before sending. Our first form in this envelope is the buyer wire fraud advisory. We imported this form from Skyslope Forms, which means the great news is that all of the names, signatures, and date boxes have already been added. A quick once over, and we can see that everything we need is done for this form, and we can move on to the next one. Our next form is a seller-signed seller's disclosure that I uploaded as a PDF. Since I didn't import this form, I'll need to manually place any signature, initial, or date blocks, which gives us a chance to take a look at the DigiSign block options and how they work. To add a signature to the document, select Signature from the toolbar. Then you can click onto the document and drag to create the size signature that you'd like. To add a second signature, reselect Signature from the toolbar. You can also single-click rather than click and drag on the document to add a standard size signature block. Use the Signer drop-down menu in the upper left corner to change who is assigned to each block. All blocks are color-coded to make it easier to tell which blocks are assigned to who. Date sign blocks are placed the same way as signature blocks. Select Date Signed on the toolbar and either click and drag to set a custom size or single-click for a standard size date box. And the same goes for full name blocks. You can place full name blocks on the document to autofill your signers' names. There is also a strike-through tool available. The strike-through tool can be used to draw a line through any text on the document. You can also move the strike-through line after it's been placed. You can also add a dynamic text box. You can type anything into the text box, and the text will either grow or shrink to fit the size of the box. You can resize the box to resize the text. Last but not least, we have checkboxes that can be added to documents. And those checkboxes can either be checked or unchecked by default. We can review our documents to make sure everything is completed, and then go ahead and click Send in the lower right corner. We'll be prompted to enter a subject line and email message that will be emailed to the recipients in their invitation to sign. After we've typed the message, we'll go ahead and click Send for signatures. Here on the Envelopes tab of our Forms file, we can see all the envelopes we've sent in this file. At the bottom, we have one envelope that's completed and signed by all recipients. For this completed envelope, we can view the envelope history, download the signed documents in the envelope, or download the certificate of completion. For our envelopes that are still in progress, we can view the envelope history, download the signed document in its current state, resend the envelope, and cancel the signing. After clicking on Resend Envelope, a new window will open where you can click Send Reminder to send a new email reminder to any of your recipients. To void a sent envelope and prevent anyone from being able to sign, you will select Cancel Signing. Then the status will change to canceled. And that's all it takes to prepare and send documents for signature with Skyslope Forms. If you have any questions, please reach out to our 24/7 support team. Happy Skysloping.
Okay.
And is this different from, this is kind of the same as zip forms?
It is kind of the same as zip forms. It looks like it does the same thing as zip forms.
Exactly.
Well, in zip form, we have to go to zip forms first, do the document, and then upload them to Skyslope. But if you do it in Skyslope, it'll automatically upload. So it's just eliminating a step and a system.
Okay. I just want to make sure I was on the right track.
Yep, you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you done any in Skyslopes?
Nope.
No.
That's why I'm trying to learn it. Now I can't figure out how to get out of this full screen. So hold on. So I can get back. But no, I haven't. That's why I'm trying to learn it. And I thought since I'm learning it, you guys could learn it as well. And there's some people that have been using it that I thought would get on here and kind of help me and show me some things, but they couldn't make it. So I don't even know how to get out of the screen, the screen here. Let's see, let's stop share. Okay, there we go. All right. So you guys want to watch some more of those videos? Where did they go? Okay, Skyslope, here we go.
Can you do leases with that as well?
Yeah. You can. You got some leases coming up?
I have one, my beautician, she's trying to, we're supposed to be looking today.
Oh, good. See, Terry, I'm not that technology savvy either. It's just some of the things I know what I'm doing, like this thing here.
Yeah, just trial and error.
I know.
I used zip forms initially, but then I went back and I started using Skyslope.
Yeah, the way I was teaching you guys was to do zip forms because that's the way I was taught. But evidently there's other ways of doing it. So I want to learn the one that eliminate a step.
Exactly, that's,
And if it takes me, learning a new system to do it, I'll do that instead of having to do this. Remember to upload it in Skyslope. Yeah. Okay, form templates to your file. So I think that would be the first step. Can you guys see my screen still?
Yes,
Yes.
I can see it.
Okay.
And that's probably something that I need to learn to do is using the templates, because what I was doing was like the previous documents or contracts that I had, I was just uploading those and deleting the seller. And that was, long way.
Yeah. You got to create a template. So all that stuff that you always put on all forms will be there. Brokerage name, your name, address. The only thing you have to change is the seller or the buyer and the dates and other little, specific information, but the other stuff will stay the same.
Forms templates allow you to save time by pre-filling and pre-grouping documents. Once you've created your forms template, you can apply it to any of your files. Let's take a look. I'm going to open the file for my buyer, Jane Morrison. My buyer has already signed the buyer broker agreement and she's ready to make an offer. So I'm going to apply a template to quickly send her the purchase contract. Click on Apply Template to open your list of templates, and from the list, select the template you'd like to apply. After you click Apply, all of the documents in the template you selected will be imported into your forms file. My purchase contract template imported 3 forms: the purchase contract, wire fraud advisory, and buyer advisory. If you need to apply more than one template, click Apply Template again and select a second template. You can view the document to see the data imported by the MLS and the data autofilled by your template. On page 2, we can see the buyer's name and property address. And on page 11, we can see the data for both the sellers and buyer's agents. After previewing the documents, it's time to fill and send for signature. Back on the Forms tab, you will select the documents you need signed and click Fill and Send. Now it's time to fill in any data that's specific to this file, such as your purchase price and close of escrow date. Once you're done filling in the forms, you'll click Prepare a Signature to make final edits and send the forms to be signed. Next, you'll select who needs to sign, receive a copy, or no action. And from there, you'll be taken into DigiSign to make final adjustments and send your forms. And that's all it takes to apply forms templates. If you have any questions, please reach out to our support team. Happy Skysloping!
Okay, so how about we take this next half an hour and create our templates in Skyslope?
Okay.
yay.
At least get started doing it with what we know now. And I'm going to be doing the same thing. So we have questions, we can, pop back on here and, ask a question. Okay?
Okay.
Sound like a plan, everybody?
Yes.
We're creating the templates.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's see.
And I'll probably just stay on if that's
You-
okay. Unless you're gonna,
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I wanted everybody to stay on while
Okay.
we're doing our templates, so in case we have some questions. I had to find my, keep losing it. There we go.
Can I share my screen and show you what
Yeah.
templates I have?
Yeah. Let me make it so you can share it. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me take a picture.
Well, I have to- uh, share screen. And this is the,
Terry, you got more experience with zip forms than I do, I see. Excuse me, you got 10 personal templates.
I mean, I've been doing, I was making a lot of errors, so I know I was doing it the long way, but that's, I mean, I
Okay,
have,
but you have some templates. You probably just need to combine them or delete, like
okay,
an address that you're no longer using, delete that one.
okay.
But so you got 0 forms in this one. The first one, listing agreement.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one that I just uploaded today because I wanted to ask you about it. I was, my coworker, I told he was gonna sell his house.
Mm-hmm.
So I just uploaded this one just to ask you if I needed to. Maybe
Okay.
always have that available to
Okay.
me.
Well, let's go and add some forms to it.
Okay. Just open it up. Okay. And
So do you know what forms you need for that?
um,
It's a listing agreement.
no, I don't. What I
So go
need.
down, well, first go down to L and see if it's called listing agreement.
I don't see it.
So it's called something else.
I don't know where I got it from. Can't remember where I got it from, but I think it may have been something that.
So what I'm gonna do with mine is I'm gonna look at my zip forms and see what I have in that template and get those same forms.
Hmm.
Am I gonna need the IABS?
Yes, you are. And you're gonna need wire fraud. And you're gonna need agreement to list, whatever it's called. Let me see if I can pull it up on my other screen.
I think I like this one.
Better than zip forms?
Yeah, because like you said, it's already there. All you have to do is,
Well, you gotta fill that out, Terry. Go back to that form, the document. Scroll down. So you
Okay.
have to fill in, Tony King's name, license, email. You have to put that information in there and your information. And then you save it as a template. Save template, and then you add another document to it.
Okay.
Yeah, when I started playing around with it too, Janet, I'm like, I kind of like this better than the other one. And then I can eliminate using that one, except for last night, we still had to use it because I didn't know how to use this one appropriately. So it still might have its place, but most of it's gonna be in Skyslope.
And that's where Marty Chrisman.
Yeah. I did exit full screen. Will that make your screen low? Will you still be able to see it?
Let me.
Okay, never mind. I figured it out. I'm gonna make a list. Let me write this down. I'm gonna make a list of all the templates and documents that I have in them.
Can you share that with us?
Yeah, that's what what I'm gonna do it for.
Okay.
So instead of me going back and forth to zip forms to see how that's set up and transferred over, I'll make a list. Okay. And they even have an app. So I wasn't able to download the app yet, but I'm gonna work on that this afternoon. So if you're out and about and your clients want to put in an offer, instead of saying, well, let me get back to my computer, let me do blah, 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 you can just pull it up on the app and they can sign it on their phone. You can go over it with them right then and there. So that'll still make you look like an awesome realtor, getting it done right away.
Mhm. So how would I find that Marty Chrisman information without going through all these documents? Do I just
Oh.
need?
I'm gonna give you, so you're on the listing, right? Seller new listing. Okay, hold on. So you want the IABS information? That's what you're on, right?
Yes.
So what field are you on? Because Tony King's name goes in designated broker or firm, and Tony King's name goes on licensed supervisor.
Okay.
And the email is the same for the first three, which is tx.broker@exprealty.com. And the phone number is the same, and it's 888-519-7431.
888.
Yes,
What was it? What was it?
888-519-7431. Looking at my template, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12.
And that email address was TX Broker.
Yes. I've got 19 documents in this one template. Ooh. Well, they say the realtor with the most forms is definitely going to win any lawsuit that comes out. You disclose. I sometimes feel bad when I'm sending all these documents, like, dang, it's another document. Dang, it's another document. But evidently, they're there for a reason.
Do you know what Tony license number is?
Oh, yeah. Tony's license number is 622946. And EXP license, you have that one?
No.
60331.
I got that.
Okay. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions about what to put where or what documents? You want to add more forms, though.
Yeah.
It's right at the bottom.
Okay.
Do wire fraud. You can type it in at the top. They don't have wire fraud on there. So what are they calling it? Push. Try notice.
Wire notice or just notice?
Just notice. Because if you put in the N, everything that starts with the N should pop up. Seller's disclosure, you will need that one.
I should say that. Oh. What is this notice to prospective? I'm gonna take a look. Is this consumer protection notice needed?
No.
No.
Not for this not for this file, it doesn't.
Okay.
So it's called wire fraud warning. And it's a TXR form. I wonder why yours is not pulling up.
Yours pulling up?
No, I said, I wonder why yours is not pulling up. I've pulled it up. Go to the library. You see where it says library?
Uh-huh.
And it's a drop down. So it's a TXR. It looks like you don't have TXR in your library.
No, I don't.
Oh, well, you need to add that. Add additional association libraries. Just type in T. X. There you go. Now you got to put in your last name or your NAR record. So I'll try to work on this list to send out to everybody this weekend.
Thank you.
Anybody completed the whole template yet?
That brokerage number is 888-519-7431.
Yes.
TXR. It say I'm connected, but I don't see me.
Andy, you knew we had a new broker, right?
Yes, you told me.
Okay. I think everybody else knew too.
Should I add Houston Association of Realtors?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd have been struggling looking for that form and you didn't have access to the association where it came from.
Okay, so if I go back out to forms, it should be there. All
It
those.
should- Let's see. Go back out to templates. Listing agreement. And there you go.
There you go.
Bam.
Yep. I sure would have been struggling.
Uh-huh. And you see they have one for buyers and one for sellers. At one time, they just had the one.
Okay.
So go into that form, the wire fraud.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to add another form, which is, this is another TXR form, 1406. Well, you got that seller's disclosure. Oh, shoot. I lost my screen. Again. Residential listing exclusive right to sell, which is a TXR 1101. So you put it in the search, it might come up quicker.
TXR 1101.
Mm-hmm. Try no space.
Oh,
Between, yeah, take that space out. Excuse me. Okay, do exclusive right. Take that out and put exclusive.
there it is. Okay. I don't know why I always do that.
Because you want to see what it is.
All right.
Now, as I put them in there, I would probably look at them and fill them out. Okay, yeah. Add in your phone number, your email. And this will be your template, so every time you have one, you won't have to put that same information in there.
Okay.
And you'll know what packets to send to people at what stage of the contract you're in. Looks like this one might make me send them more emails. And the other one, I was combining a lot in one email to eliminate so many emails. So I don't know which is better. It could be overwhelming to get a lot of documents at one time. So I would go back up. What is going to be your standard listing fee? Oh, you go so fast.
Where is it? Standard fee.
Come to the document that you were just in, which is, yeah. Scroll down, I believe it's on page 4 or 5. When earned and payable, broker, what percent of the sales price? Are you gonna have a standard like 6%, 7%, 8%?
6.
Okay. And make sure when you're doing these, guys, read over the document so that you become familiar with what they contain. And if you don't use every document for every transaction, at least you'll know that there is a document regarding, you know, whatever, termination, amendment. Go back up to the county. Put Harris. Okay. So this is if they don't want it filed with the MLS. I don't know why somebody wouldn't, so I usually always would check A1.
Okay.
We can discuss it, and I'm sure they wouldn't want it, so it's not checking.
No.
You see where it says A, the small a. Small a,
Gotcha. Still won't check it? Okay, there it is.
okay. And then anywhere where there's a blank, I would usually put in NA just to make sure nothing gets put there and I didn't overlook it.
Right here.
Mhm. NA. So you know if there's a tenant there at the property, you have to get a key box authorization from the tenant. So your scheduling company, if you're gonna put a lockbox on there, like showtime, showing times,
Mhm.
yeah.
Wrong day. Is there any, am I supposed to put anything there?
You can put showing times.
Showing time, okay.
So when you get it listed, you would contact them and give them the showing instructions. So they don't call you all the time trying to get it authorization to go.
Okay.
And then key box, the broker usually I check is authorized to place a key box on the property. They say no, we'll change it back. And then your cooperation with other brokers, MLS participants, or non-MLS, you're gonna pay the other one 3% or 2%, 2.5, whatever. Standard is half.
Yeah.
But it's your business, you can do what you want.
And non-MLS brokers, I don't have to.
I think I have on mine 2%. Or, I give them less because they're not an MLS participant, but
Right.
I don't know how they're gonna find the property, but hey. Okay, put NAs in those dollar, or put 0. Okay, they're asking you, do they want it displayed on the internet? So I would check 1. We're gonna display it everywhere.
Mhm.
And then there are some homes that can't be sold as a FHA, maybe because it was just bought by an investor or they just don't want to deal with FHA. So you can specify the financing.
That's when I find out from the,
Most everybody's going to take conventional and cash, but will they accept the VA or FHA? So you don't want to waste anybody's time. If you know that, if they know they're not going to accept the contract that's got VA or FHA.
okay.
Okay, what is this one? Okay, you have to ask the seller if they're behind on any taxes or obligations, mortgages, loans. And if they are, you have to disclose that here.
Okay.
Now, to save time, you could put NA or not applicable. That way, it's already filled out. Because most time, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be NA. So, yeah. But remember, if it is, go back and change it. That's all.
Okay.
You don't work with a relocation company, so put NA. You know, EXP has a program where you can get certified to work with relocation companies. It's a 4-week class. Well, I'm sorry, 4 weeks. It's four days, 1 day a week. I think they've just started a class. I missed it. I'm gonna try to get in the next one. Okay, special provisions, usually NA. Oh, well, shoot, I don't have to send you a list. You can look at this and pick out some other forms to add to it. Mud disclosure, if they live in a municipal utility district, you have to have that. If they live in an HOA, you may not get that right away. Request for mortgage information, request for more on-site sewer facility, property insurance for buyer and seller, that's for information, I would give them that. Information about special flood hazard areas, I give them that. I think you checked on-site sewer facility. You can uncheck that one, that's I. And then to release and advertise certain information. Yep.
Key box authorization.
And you should, if the property is built. Okay. I think on mine, I might have wire fraud on there, but we have a. Then you want to check broker's associate signature. And that your name would go up there.
Right here.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the signature block though.
See.
Yep. Now, some of those other forms that you just checked off, like you have seller's disclosure, IABS, wire fraud.
Mhm.
It was, go back to that last document and write down the other forms that you didn't, that you don't have here. Scroll all the way to the bottom.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so the IABS you have. Seller's disclosure you have.
Was
Do you know if they live in a municipal or water district?
it? I'm not sure.
But I would get that form
Oh,
anyway
yeah.
and put that in your template.
Right. Okay.
And then information about property insurance. And then seller's authorization to release and advertise certain information. Request for mortgage information. You know what? I probably would get that if they have a mortgage. I probably request that mortgage information. Oh, you do have a check. I'm sorry. The homeowners association. Do F2.
So this is just like this, a checklist of what I need, right?
Mm-hmm. It won't apply in all cases, but you can always uncheck whatever is, not needed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So click Save Template and then go look for some of those other forms. And it is 11:02. So I'll let you guys continue working.
Okay.
And Janet, what time do you head out? Oh, she gone. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Hey, Amma.
Hey.
I guess you laid up and you can get all your templates done today, can't you?
Yeah, no, it was good to just listen in and see, and watch you guys, but I appreciate that.
Okay, all right. Well, I hope you
Um,
take care and hope you feel better and get up and at it again soon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a nice weekend, you guys.
Okay. Have a good one, bro.
Bye-bye.
All right, Terry, I will talk to you later. Good luck with your templates.
I'm gonna work on this. Thank you. Talk to
Okay,
you later. Bye-bye.
bye-bye.